Hi everyone, I'm John Gottfried from Major League Hacking, and I'm here with the Sonic Arts Collective at GeauxHack, building an amazing music tech project here. So, Will, could you tell me a little bit about what you're working on this weekend?
Yeah, we're using an OpenNI library called Synapse, which we didn't develop, but it's a really great skeleton detection software suite for the Microsoft Kinect. And what it is really good at doing is detecting joints and getting a skeleton tracking data for the Kinect so that we can send that to some sort of program to then create some kind of interactive situation.
So, I normally don't associate skeletons and music. How did you come up with the idea of like using skeletal data to generate, music?
Well, I guess we just wanted a unique control surface, and the Kinect allows for that. You know, I mean, it's I guess focusing less on the skeletal aspect and more on just the motion control. You know, you can control it with your limbs. You've got knees. You can use arms, torsos. So basically, just making the most parameters available to you based on the body parts that you have.
So, is this hack the next Yeezus?
I don't know the Yeezus, which is probably betrays my ignorance. You want to take this question?
Are you familiar with the Yeezus?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Is this hack the next Jesus? This is probably our graduation, you know, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah. I think we need a couple years before we can claim to be on the Jesus level, but you know, also we might need an outside producer for that because let's be honest, he needed some help to sculpt that. So I would say this is our graduation because this is going to be our victory lap, essentially. And we're going to be on top. And
Wow.
yeah, so.
That was quite the jab. Yay, if you're watching.
Huge fan.
Forgive me. It's not my fault.
Ryan's opinion are his own and no one else's. Yeah. He does not represent the Sonic Arts Collective or its affiliates.
Or Major League Hacking. Major League Hacking is a big fan of Yay. So can you tell me a little bit about how you wrote the code? Like, what's your stack? What SDKs or APIs do you use?
Well, we're actually just using Max right now. Max is sort of a go-to programming language for audio and multimedia stuff. And what's really great about Max is it's got a graphical user interface. It does a really nice job of working with other types of code. You can run Super Collider, you can run Chuck, you can run C-Sound, you can run a lot of different other types of audio programming paradigms. And so we use Max in a lot of our projects, but so it feels like home base to us. So that's kind of where we feel the most comfortable. You could absolutely take Synapse and put it into any other language. One of the cool things about using Max is that we're also able to build Max for Live patches that we can then put into Ableton and sort of run in a more highly produced performance situation than we'll probably see for this particular hack.
What genre of music does your skeleton produce?
I will say, if you combined it to any genre, I guess experimental, insofar as it's not, we're not creating pop structures or like melodies per se. I mean, you could definitely do that, like Will said, maybe not within the confines of the hack that you guys are going to see tomorrow. But yeah, I think experimental would be the easiest way to define it.
So, okay, that's great. And what would be the next step for this project now that you've kind of mastered the skeletal performance art?
Well, actually, I would say we haven't quite mastered the skeletal performance art yet, and that's actually one of the big problems when you're using Kinect to do audio-related things. Is that there are only so many types of interactions that we're used to doing on the Kinect, and most of that is up, down, right, left, forwards, backwards. And some of those are easier to detect than others, depending on what kind of OpenNI library you're using, if your OpenNI library has those 6 degrees of freedom. So for me, what the next step will be is to sort of create a more complex way of navigating our instrument, and that will involve probably writing some JavaScript to do, that's another great thing, Max runs JavaScript and Java. We like Max, GoCycling74. I'm not being paid by them, but I like their software. So the next step is to sort of increase how complex our gestures are. So rather than just doing individual limbs, do combinations of limbs where you can say, okay, if both my hands go this way, that that's a new type of action. And we can then take that kind of action and say, well, now I'm done with this instrument, maybe I'll go to this instrument, and sort of navigate sort of a larger musical context, and hopefully make something that is enjoyable to listen to. But that's TBA.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. I really look forward to seeing the hack, and it sounds like you're working on some really amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool.